Hey, what's up, Arrowheads, and welcome to the Arrow Recap Show here on Collider Video. My name is Ann Campea, and I'm so happy we're back from hiatus to talk about Arrow Season 4, Episode 16, Broken Hearts. Now, before we get started, allow me to introduce our recap regulars, starting with Josh Macuga. To my right.
Hey, guys. I'd like to tell you that on hiatus, I did fail this show and the city many times. I won't go into it, but I apologize in advance.
And Michael Medina.
Prior to shooting this show, I was trying to find a shipper name. I cannot think of one to save my life with Ann Campea.
Man Medina.
I don't know.
And Jason Inman.
I've been enjoying the hiatus by watching a lot of Legends, and I want to know Oliver Queen shows up on there. So to me, it didn't seem like Arrow even had a hiatus.
Oh, that's a good point.
So there you go.
Yeah, so all our shows are back. We're so happy to be back talking about Arrow. Gosh, you know, this episode, I'm just going to start because I had to jog my memory on where we left off, right?
Everybody
and so
did. Yeah.
I'm so glad they had that recap in the beginning that, you know, showed Felicity literally walking out of Oliver's life. So we saw her walking for the first time in quite some time. And then I remember us watching the preview for this week's episode and seeing a villain that we may love or hate, I guess you guys will see, in Cupid. So let's talk about, I guess, our overall impressions of tonight's episode. Josh?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I said it like midway through it. I was just like a little bored. I didn't hate it. I didn't necessarily love it. I really wish, maybe I'm like a little too invested in People vs. O.J. Simpson, but I really would have wanted the episode to be, the entire thing be the trial of Damien Darkh. I don't know, you know, I wish they would have gone into maybe some forensic guys or something, like trying to show, but I guess because he's not on trial, it was just for arraignment and to actually see if there's going to be a trial. I guess we'll see more of that down the line unless he breaks out of prison and then puts somebody in a grave. But overall impressions, just it was good.
Jason?
I feel exactly the same way as Josh. I feel, whatever you feel about Cupid, I don't like Cupid. I'm sorry. Cupid to me is a lame Arrow villain. It always has been, always will be to me. So to make her the main villain of this episode kind of fell short for me. And then also I kind of agree with Josh that I think making this the trial of Damien Darkh would have been much more interesting, because I noticed in the opening credits it said special guest appearance by Neil McDonough, which made me be like, well, wait a minute, shouldn't he just be
Neil
regular?
McDonough.
Yeah. What's going on there? Yeah, just right, not terrible, not great. Right in the middle.
Right.
Michael?
That's kind of how I felt about this episode. Now, I don't think it needed more trial. See, I'm not a fan of Cupid, but I think she's a character that has a lot of potential. I think they just don't use her well. I think the whole, I'm breaking up these couples, love is horrible, love is dead, yada, whatever. It just doesn't do it for me. I think there's so much more potential with the character. You got another Archer, and I just feel like she falls flat. I don't know.
Yeah, I think for what it is, for what the character is, which is a throwaway villain in my opinion, and you guys who have watched us do some of these recap shows in the past know that, at least for me, I hate when they do these throwaway villain episodes, right? I feel like it's a waste of time. It doesn't really progress the story. But I think for the actress herself, I think she's pretty good for taking a character that's not that great.
I agree.
And putting some personality into it. But again, like Jason and Josh have said, the episode was just okay.
Yeah.
So let's get into any positives or negatives from tonight's episode. I will continue on with Cupid and say that I think she's grown on me. Definitely, I hated her the first time I saw her.
She's her third appearance.
It's her third
her
appearance.
third appearance.
She was in season 1, correct?
Yes, I think
And
she's been in every
season 2,
I thought it was season 2, season 3, and then this one.
Right.
You're
Okay.
right, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. So, I mean, I like the actress. I think she has a great look to her. I like that she's an archer and she's a little cuckoo. But other than that, I could do without the throwaway villains. But I do like her and her portrayal of what it is.
Yeah, I like her brand of crazy. I like that. I just,
She's like 3 of my ex-girlfriends. I swear.
Combined?
Like no, like there were at points that they all went Cupid on me. Like, your apartment's rigged with C4. I mean, not that bad, but like there was definitely like, I've dated some like crazy girls where that's maybe why the episode was like, I don't know about this
Pussy
girl.
close to home.
I'm really attracted to her, but I know that she's gonna steal my car, like something like that. Sorry, I got a little personal, guys. There you go. That's my bad on that one.
It's fine. You may have dated her, right?
Yeah.
But she looks like one of your exes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm sure. But she does bring consistency to the show where we need it, because there aren't very many villains that have lasted for 3 seasons.
They killed them off. They
Yes.
always kill them off.
Yeah.
including one of her ex-loves, which
Yep.
was Floyd Lawton, right? Deadshot, who
Deadshot,
died in
yeah.
last season's, I don't know which episode.
It was the
but-
Suicide Squad
Yeah.
episode. I don't know if it was
Yeah.
called Suicide Squad, but it's
it
basically
was.
the Suicide Squad
Yeah.
episode.
Right. So I like that there's consistency. I like her as an actress, but again, throwaway villain I could do without. I mean, Jason, do you have any thoughts on Cupid?
I have no more thoughts on Cupid. The thought I have on is that we need to all talk about the MVP of this episode, and that was Paul Blackthorne.
Yeah.
Killing it in every scene. Quentin Lance got some amazing scenes this episode where he was like, I'm going to stand up. I'm going to do this for justice. I don't care about my career. And then when he testified on the stand, he didn't fall apart. It was all great. Like, Paul Blackthorne, to me, again, we talk about who's in the grave. If he's the one in the grave, man, I'm going to be sad because he's probably the best actor on the show.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. I mean, probably behind Barrowman. He's probably my second favorite actor, just overall in character. He's just so great. You're right. Every single scene he was in, he was fantastic. I'm sticking to my guns. I think he's in the grave, but if he is, that's very disappointing because he's fantastic.
And a lesser actor, I think, in the trial scene would have done something stupid on the stand. Would have made a bold choice and yelled at Damien Darkh. But Quentin Lance let it just go out there that I did this for this, I did this for this, I did it, da 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 da. And it was calm, cool, calculated, very believable, and also heartbreaking at the same time because you're really watching a man throw away his career all while on trial, not even on trial yet, just trying to get this guy to go to trial. And while his daughter is doing the questioning, it was a really cool scene.
Well, that's
really
one of the
well
things
done.
I've always loved about him, though, because he cares about his family, and like Team Arrow is his family, and he'll do whatever it takes to protect his family. He said that plenty of times, but with Sarah, with Laurel, so it shows just what great lengths he'll take, and I love that about him.
I don't know which one of you guys pointed out, but it did feel a little solemn as he was kind of talking on trial, like as if he was setting himself up to be dead by the end of the season.
Yeah, because he says the line to the judge where to the other attorney where he says that this is career suicide for me. Why would I say it if it wasn't true? And we all looked at each other. We were like, ooh, that sounds like all my affairs are done.
Yeah.
I'm going to a coffin.
Right. And if you like, I said it while we were watching the show. I love seeing Laurel Lance as a lawyer.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
Much more than I like her as Black Canary, that's for sure. If you watch Legends, if watching Legends makes me really miss Sarah Lance.
Yes.
On this show, but I want to see her do better things with the community via being a district attorney or a lawyer or whatever.
I agree. That was one of my positives for this episode. I feel that the actress, Katie Cassidy, just feels more confident in that role of a lawyer
Agreed.
than Black Canary. I think it's pretty obvious.
Maybe
it
her
shows.
Black Canary costume's not comfortable.
Yeah, well,
You know,
it
those
has
buckles.
15
all
million buckles on it. Yeah, exactly.
But it's very
The
obvious.
mask hurts my eye.
And you could see that just in this episode. I think that was a perfect example of that. I thought she was fantastic. She was
Well,
great.
it proves there's a lot of strength in being intelligent over being physically strong. You know,
Right.
I mean, you look at what's her real name, Katie Cassidy, and she looks strong physically, but she's still very slender. But then it's like for me, it's hard to believe that she could physically take on some of these really brute and big guys that she has to battle in some of these episodes. But I like
She
the way that
owns
they
that
write.
courtroom.
Yeah,
Yes,
she
exactly.
carries
I
herself
like
so
the way
differently.
that they write her as a district attorney. Like she knows what she's doing. She's intelligent. She can kick ass in that courtroom, and I'm happy with that.
And like in any vigilante world, it's really important, I think, that they show the parts of the society that you need as well, right? Because these people have to go away somewhere. Each episode just can't end with them being recruited by Argus or thrown in a dungeon on an island. These people have to be brought to justice, and you need those characters like a Harvey Dent, like a what's his name,
Commissioner Gordon?
Commissioner Gordon, thank you. Like in Gotham, right? You need those people that aren't vigilantes. Somebody that's on the same side as the vigilantes, but doing it by the book.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beautiful part of Laurel Lance in this episode.
So would you guys have, I guess, bought into the line, "I'm the justice you cannot run from," if she had said it in the courtroom rather than in her Black Canary costume?
I would have believed it a lot more.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
In the hallway outside the courtroom,
Yeah.
something comes up and says, I'm the justice you can't run from. But in like that Laurel Lance attorney voice.
Right.
not-
I'd be like,
Way
oh,
more
I'm
believable.
screwed.
Yeah, correct.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Let's talk about the flashbacks, though. I have that in my positives just because I still don't know what the hell is going on. Do you guys?
It's not for me. It still doesn't do it for me. It's just it's not enough. I feel like it's just It's there. I feel like we're just waiting till the very end to get that payoff, just like in season 3. And I just have a feeling I'm going to be let down again.
Well, I was a little let down as well because I expected us, and the last time we did the show, we talked about, like, I threw out some possibilities of what could be inside that cave. I even made a list. I have the list right here.
Give us the list.
Let's
Okay,
remind us,
here's a
please.
list. And the reason I was disappointed is because so far it looks like it's none of these. So it could have been the Helmet of Fate, which I talked about, Dr. Fate.
That would have been cool.
It could be the Diamond of Eclipso. Eclipso is a DC villain that if you get a touch to this diamond, you get possessed by a demon. It could be the Spear of Destiny, which was supposed to be the spear that killed Jesus on the cross, and it's super powerful. It could have been a piece of the meteor that gave Vandal Savage his powers. Or it could be this thing called Kaja Da, which is actually the amulet that gives the Blue Beetles their power. So, and we had a lot of Ted Kord references, but it looks like this thing with a demon face and horns, and the closest thing it looks like is Etrigan the Demon, who is this Jack Kirby character who is like this
that would be-
hellfire brimstone. I don't know if
That would
that's
be
where the-
nuts if they pulled that off.
The reason why that's going crazy because that's an orange demon with a cape, and if that's what that is, holy cow, we have just dropped down the comic book hole.
I also will say I thought that because we saw the Damien Darkh's totem,
Yeah.
and it was broken by Vixen, and it was a really cool looking thing, and I thought that's what we were definitely going to see. It was somehow going to make its way from that cave to Damien Darkh, and this is going to be the
I
connection.
looked for pictures of Damien Darkh's totem. I can't. Nobody did a screenshot of that.
Right.
We probably
Right.
need to go back and watch Vixen
Yeah,
to compare
we'll
to
check
see
it out.
if it's the same thing.
Right. It didn't look like it because it
looks different.
The one
does.
that she broke was all one color. This one has a white face like Wilson in Castaway.
Yeah.
But if I
And-
may, real quick, to stick
yeah.
to the totem, do we think that ring could be like another totem for him?
Sure. I bet that's exactly
They
what it
focus
is.
on it so much that you have to think it does.
can't not be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the reason why, for me, I would put that scene in the bads instead of the goods is because, like, just because we see Damien Darkh with a ring and him go and accidentally look in camera means nothing to us because we don't know what that ring is.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if that ring had been set up somewhere else in this season and then we saw him pull it out, we'd be like, oh crap, he's gonna, like, here comes some pain, but we don't know what that ring is.
So and he's kept that ring in his mouth the whole trial. Like I mean, I know he hasn't opened his mouth, but is
He has an amazing ability to just, like,
we just don't know.
yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
But I think what they're going to find, right, is that they have the totem that split apart or whatever from Damien Darkh, and then they have the totem in the flashback. Is there going to be a connection to those two? Are they going to figure out what they're made
It
of?
wouldn't surprise me if the totem in the cave has some tie to Genesis, the Genesis thing they keep bringing up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Which we
that's
need to talk about as
yeah,
well.
which we'll eventually talk about.
Yeah.
When we get to the Genesis portion. of it.
negatives, you guys, negatives.
Genesis portion.
I have okay, so this is like kind of in my negatives and positives because Felicity and Oliver.
posy-neg?
Yeah, it's there. It's like kind of how I
It's
feel
all
about
about
this
shipper names. So
episode.
we're just gonna
Yes.
put that all together.
Yep.
So Felicity, right? So they're not together anymore, obviously. They hammered that in a lot.
Hey,
this
love is
episode.
dead.
Love is
Love is
dead.
dead,
Love
guys.
is completely dead. We're way past Valentine's Day, and I'm still kind of trying to figure out
this
why this
should've been the
episode.
Valentine's Day
Thank
episode.
you. Why
Yeah.
this episode is happening
Yeah.
now. But they're not together anymore. Fine, right? I understand that. Positives for me in the fact that they're not together is that we're seeing the strong Felicity again. We're seeing the Felicity that kind of has woken up and said, "Oh
Yeah.
crap, I'm not going to take this crap anymore from him. I'm done."
point.
Right?
Yeah.
That was the Felicity I missed. On the negative, obviously, they're not together anymore.
Right.
So you're seeing the emotion in Oliver, which I hate seeing that just because it's Oliver
He's
Queen.
real quiet.
Yes.
He's got a good cadence.
And he's brooding and all that stuff. So you guys, what do you think about Felicity?
Well, I mean, I like Felicity. I really do. And it's I think it's gonna work out in the
You
end.
guys got so like nice right there. Like, I like Felicity. I really do.
You know, I think love is alive. I think it's dormant right now, but it's coming back. No, they're great together though. I've said this before. They're like peanut butter and jelly. They just work so well together. They play off one another so well. I think this is it's TV, man. You gotta have a little drama in relationships. Relationships in TV and films are boring. That's why, especially on TV shows, you gotta spice things up. You gotta break them up and do whatever you need to do. But I think they're gonna end up together. I hope so because I don't know about Laurel now.
I'm kind of I'm kind of glad they're broken up because I don't see them together. But for me, the problem with it is the justification for why they broke up. Because to me, it kind of just seems like, you know, he was like, I didn't tell you about my son because of the lady told me not to tell you. and then she's like, I got a magic chip. I can walk. See ya. And I didn't really like this episode. I love that we saw a little bit of season 1 Felicity, but we also saw super passive aggressive Felicity, who I hate.
Me too.
And was very petty. Yeah. And I was like, no, we're trying to catch Cupid here. We don't need your snarky remarks, Felicity. Thank you.
It's not like Cupid has a daughter somewhere and didn't tell her old love.
That's kind of what she was doing.
Criminy, I swear, like if Felicity had one more side comment about Oliver messing this up, I was gonna freak. It's seriously, and I said it when we were watching it. It's legit. Like you broke up with your high school girlfriend. It's like Can't Hardly Wait, right? It's Amanda Beckett and Mike Dexter. They run into each other at the party, and he's like, Amanda, right? Felicity is just blowing it right in friggin' Oliver's face, and it's not fair. Like he really didn't do that much. He didn't cheat on her with Laurel and then try and like take Sarah on a boat and while Felicity's at home. None of that happened. It was legit. He had to hold it back from her. Felicity realizes that she can't like be in this life, I guess, but she had already signed on for it when she was like, "Don't fail this omelet." So I don't know where all of this passion is going. Again, I know I like roundabouted that, but it's really frustrating to me.
Yeah, but also the same thing too for me is like she left Oliver, but then she was like, "Oh, but I'm still part of the team, right?"
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, no, you should realize that if you're gonna leave Oliver, you got to leave it all behind, girl.
It makes it really
like
awkward.
Clean break.
Yeah. You can't just be friends with the girlfriend's friends because you like the friends. If you break up with the girlfriend's friends go with the girlfriend, and you stay with your friends.
I know,
right?
Yeah.
It's like that
Getting
episode
so
of Curb Your
awkward, you
Enthusiasm.
guys.
We've all seen it. You're either Larry or you're Cheryl.
Correct.
You're either Oliver or you're Felicity.
Yeah. And Felicity was brought on by Oliver. Felicity doesn't really have many friends.
Oh my gosh.
She's got Ray.
She's got Ray.
There you go.
That's right.
I don't even know where I stand with this whole thing. I'm really lost.
And
It's difficult.
you have to be the female voice of reason
I'm
in this
trying.
masculine show.
The thing
yeah,
is,
you
is
guys
like,
don't know anything.
Yeah, we're gonna get crushed in the comments. So you gotta at least
I'm
back us
trying
up.
to internalize, like, if somebody told me, hey, I have a kid, I don't care about the reasoning as to why you didn't tell me. That would screw me up. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you didn't tell me you had a kid. You could have trusted me with that information.
It's a tough situation to be in because, again, it's like you just find out you had a kid. You want to be in this kid's life and are told by the baby's mother that, hey, in order to do this, you can't tell a single soul. So what do? You know what I mean? That's tough. I
You
think
tweet it.
You tweet it. No. Absolutely.
No, I'm kind of with Anna. I'm like, listen, Oliver, if he trusts Felicity, he loves Felicity, and he just tells Felicity, and Felicity keeps her mouth shut, then it's really not that big of a deal. I don't think we're here if he does that. But
Yeah.
Oliver is so scared of the situation. Again, I don't.
I guess
I don't know.
I guess the other
See,
thing that I
I'm
would
like
say
with you. I don't
on
know.
the other side of that is that I think right now, and I think the reason why we're having so many problems with this is because we're watching a show where people can get possessed by demons, be cloned, run faster than light speed. And then for this aspect of the show, we're trying to apply real world rules to this situation. They obviously do not live in the real world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we have seen betrayals and twins and weird people from other Earths show up.
Yeah.
But we can't. I guess for me, I would put more confidence that Felicity could deal with it because they've seen way crazier stuff.
Yeah.
But the show, I think, kind of assumes that no, we're gonna ignore the crazy stuff and we're gonna deal with this like in the real world. Like Annie made a great point. Yeah, that would be a little much in our world. That would be like, yeah, you didn't tell me about the kid. But in their world, I'm kind of like, I think you'd give them a little bit more of a benefit of a doubt.
Right.
And that's the, and I do agree with what you guys are saying 100%, but at the same time, I'm wondering if maybe it's kind of like, well, you guys watch The Walking Dead, so you see what's going on with Carol right now and how she's kind of changed her ways a little bit. And maybe
That show's on Sundays.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. Sunday,
Good
I'll see
pitch to try and get on the panel, though.
I'm trying, man. I've been trying. But I think it is kind of believable for someone in this universe to be like, you know what, maybe I'm in over my head. Maybe this is too much. Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I don't like the deception going on. Maybe this was kind of a fantasy for me. And I realize that, you know, I just want a normal life and I'm not going to have it in this world anymore. Maybe I do need to step out.
Well, she could say that, but she's not saying that. She's really blaming this whole thing on Oliver hiding something from her. If she were to be like, listen, I want to help the team but I can't be with you. I know I said I could, and I know I was in love with you, but I realized over these past whatever that your life and my life don't make sense together. I would still like to be this, but I think we should break up. It would make sense to me.
And I'm tired of being kidnapped.
Correct. I'm tired of getting gunned down in limousines and be paralyzed. It makes total sense.
100%.
Yeah.
Great. But the whole impetus for this was Oliver trying to be faithful to the mother of his child that he would like to have a relationship with down the road.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
It is because there's no right answer.
Yeah,
Right,
There is
exactly.
no right
There
answer.
really
To
isn't.
Jason's
Yeah.
point, there are certain things in the show that hit upon realistic notes that that we would debate forever on. Right? We can sit here and talk for 2 seconds about the totem, because totem, do they exist in our
cares?
lives? No, but things like things like Diggle and Oliver's relationship, those types of things where those we can definitely relate to as just human beings. Of
I
course,
feel like
we
we're
can
watching the
debate
Bachelor
forever.
finale with Oliver and Felicity.
Whether you guys like Felicity or not, let us know in the comments. I'm sure you guys have a lot of comments about what's going on with them as well.
Did we like the fake wedding? We should totally bring up this. So they had their fake wedding.
Right.
What did we think of this?
But Oliver's vows were quite heart wrenching, to be honest. with you.
Yeah. No, I thought it was a really good scene.
Yeah.
Because earlier in that episode we did see Diggle basically say you need to let her know where you stand, and that's what he did. He put himself out there, and it was good.
And you're Felicity, right? You're in this fake wedding that could have been real at one point, and the man that you love puts down he lays his heart on the line for you. What are you going to do there?
I think I'm still in Felicity's state of mind. I think I am. It's too
Wait,
fresh.
even after the crazy redhead shoots
Too
arrows at you?
Fresh. It's too fresh. She knows what's going on. This is just a setup.
All right.
It's nice to hear it because you could see even in the actress's eyes and Emily
She got a little teary.
eyes, you could see
yeah.
she's internalizing what he's saying, and so is he. But again, it's too fresh for her to react that
Yeah.
fast.
You gotta step
if
away
she
from a
had
situation
kind
like
of
that.
melted and said, "Okay, Oliver, I'm going to get back with you right now," that's not the Felicity we know. I need her
Well
to take the
put.
time
That
to
would have been a little too
internalize it.
convenient
Well
too,
put.
I think.
And see, you should have just been the voice reason from the beginning. We would have saved 7.5 minutes.
There
Now,
it is.
Also, I want to
it.
talk about what I think is the most important moment for this entire season, I think, happened in this episode.
Oh, man.
Okay, so the opposite lawyer, the lawyer of Damien Darkh, he
Scummy
has
Italian guy.
Diggle. He has Diggle. Yeah, the
Vince
lawyer for the
Martin.
mob, Joe
My
Pesci
people.
Jr.
Yeah.
He has Diggle on the stand, and he asked the question that we have all been thinking for 2.5 years now. Mr. Diggle, why are you still working for Oliver Queen if he can't pay you?
Yeah. Where is your money exactly coming
Does he
from?
pay you?
Awkward.
He says the line, does he pay you 10 cents an hour? And I was like, yes, somebody finally mentioned it.
And did they not highlight the quantity of drugs that Laurel had obtained as well?
Yeah.
Right. 70 keys of friggin' cocaine.
I forgot about that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Just
ridiculous.
in case you guys forgot.
I love that episode because in YouTube comments when he was like, a key is this much. And I'm like,
Yes.
it's still a lot of cocaine.
All right, so should we play our Who is in the Grave, or should we go through Twitter questions and then go into that?
One more thing, if I may.
Go for
I
it.
do have one negative for this episode that kind of bugged me. I
Yeah,
said
yeah.
earlier I liked Cupid's brand of crazy. What I didn't like, I liked what Felicity said to her, but I didn't buy how Cupid would just kind of break down after that speech and be like, oh, maybe you're right. It's like trying to reason with the Joker,
Yeah.
who's just fallen off the deep end. You're just not gonna crack through this person. She's so far gone that I could, when she started, I was like, oh, maybe you're right, and suddenly it was like, no, and she hesitated. No, I don't. That I didn't like.
Right.
That
Yeah.
shouldn't have happened.
Oh, no, yeah, this is separate from that. I'm sorry, but I agree with that. The fact that What's-Her-Face could carry the totem, that was bothering me the whole time as well.
The Russian girl on the island.
Yes,
She
which
got all that adrenaline
is
pumping.
gigantic, and she could just carry
She
it
was
with
under
one
her
arm.
arm.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. Any other negatives?
No, I think we aired our grievances.
I
It was
think
a
we did.
Festivus miracle.
I think we did.
It is festive. So let's go into the Twitter questions and then who is in the grave and our predictions.
Sure, sounds
do
good.
it.
All right, so I have them all on my phone over here. So first question comes from Enrique at cboga635. With the appearance of Vixen this season, what other heroes would you like to see in the future of the show? I think it's a great question. Like, what other heroes would you like to see
So
make
you
an
guys know
appearance on
way
Arrow?
more about this than I do.
Well, how about throw it this way? What heroes would you like to see return, or characters would you like to see return? Cupid's a returning character. Anybody from season 1, 2, or 3 you'd like to see come back?
I'd love to see Deathstroke.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
I mean, come on.
Unfortunately, I don't
would.
see that
I don't
happening.
think it's
I don't think
gonna
it's ever happening
happen.
again.
when
But
Deathstroke
yes.
made the appearance in Legends in Star City 2046, I was like, oh, yes, Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would sit on Deathstroke. Let me think on this one for a second. Everybody else go.
I'll
I feel like
step in.
I'm ordering dinner and I don't know what I want.
All right, well, we've mentioned a few characters on the show. Ted Cord, Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes, whichever route you want to go. I think it's time we get Blue Beetle at some
Yes.
point. You know, I want to see him. We mentioned Zatanna. I love Zatanna. Why would I not want to see Zatanna? Especially in the Arrow universe where Flash is all about like the multiverse and everything. This show is more about mysticism. So Zatanna would be a perfect fit. Dr. Fate. Would
Dr.
be
Fate would
awesome.
work really well.
Exactly. We know that he exists because Constantine exists in this world. We did see his helmet in Constantine. I think it was the pilot episode we saw the helmet. So that would be awesome. Perfect tie-in.
I mean, we saw the egg that we all missed our first episode together. Why not a Green Lantern?
Why not Hal Jordan?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know, I mean, obviously we know the movie wasn't the best. Why not bring him, ignite the flame of Green Lantern in TV?
There's no reason because they've already said that this is a multiverse. These shows don't exist in the same, like not even the same Earth as Supergirl. So and not even the same Earth as the movies. So there's no reason why we can't have a Hal Jordan.
Agreed.
Yeah.
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 Jason, you got anybody?
Michael said all my choices. Blue
Oh.
Beetle. Blue Beetle number one.
Yeah.
I
Ted-
mean,
I
okay.
want Ted Cord on this show.
So
Yeah.
I know they can't bring Batman. Obviously, that's impossible. But they've made reference to where I think it's where Nightwing is from.
Bloodhaven. Yeah, Nightwing,
Yeah.
Bloodhaven.
Could they
Yeah.
do that?
I kind of wonder, since he's part of the Bat family, if he is off limits as well.
So he's on that list.
I would assume
Yeah.
he would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Azrael
Yeah.
then too.
Yeah.
Right?
I think every Bat character is off limits. The only reason I think Ra's al Ghul slipped under the radar is because Ra's al Ghul has a couple of storylines where he fought Black Canary specifically and he fought Green Arrow specifically.
Okay.
So I think he kind of gets into this nebula of he's a DC Universe villain and not just a Batman villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, next question comes from @NoChoiceToMake.
No choice to make.
Any new
So Felicity, does Felicity have a
the question is, and this will work well for our end segment, any new theories as to what Genesis will be on the show? I like this is my new favorite segment.
Oh, man.
What is Genesis?
My head's gonna
Can
explode.
we cut to the
just trying
what is
think.
Genesis graph?
What is Genesis?
There's a lot of mole people. Oh, we don't have it? Oh, okay.
And then we have one more question after this.
Yeah.
So, Josh,
I don't know.
mole people.
My mole people actually could come in. Yeah, well, now that Damien Darkh is on trial, but now he's got the Genesis, I'm guessing, is something that is being led by somebody else now, or just dormant. See what I did there with the crop?
like that.
Little dormant seed. I honestly, this Genesis thing is boggles. I think I have more of an idea who's in the grave than I do what Genesis actually is.
The whole Genesis thing drives me nuts. Seriously, I know we talked about it before in the show, like the new gods, and I know they've kind of sort of scratched the surface on Smallville. Didn't do the best job with that, but like, it doesn't fit Arrow's world,
No.
which is a little odd to me. So that's why I'm just like, I don't know, but that's the only thing I can possibly think of.
Yeah.
We have corn, and we
Yeah.
have that puzzle box, and a group of people in suits.
And General Custer in the library with the candlestick.
No idea. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
I'm just gonna keep throwing out crazy theories
Oh.
until something comes right.
You know what the
All
best
right.
part is, though, is your theories actually make sense. Mine are like, it's Lance
Mole
Armstrong.
people.
Shark Dress Man. Shark
It's
Dress
Shark
Man.
Dress
All
Man.
right,
Yes.
I'm throwing this out there. Okay, so this has been the season of magic, right? As I'm going to call it, the Arrow season of magic, right?
It's a magical season.
The totem is a device that lets you access a hellish dimension. Inside this hellish dimension is a demon that Damien Darkh wants to unleash to ravage across the world, and they have to open that portal in Star City. The crops are their food so they can survive. The elite can survive underground. And the demon they want to unleash is Trigon, the father of Raven of the Teen Titans. So there you go.
Well,
he is a big DC villain, big
Yeah.
red with double eyes. That's
you know
the crazy
the-
theory I'm throwing out.
The upcoming DC animated film
Justice League versus Teen Titans.
exactly features him. He's the big bad in that. That would be really cool
There you
because
go.
it doesn't look like we're
I
gonna.
don't know a whole lot about that, but that sounds
yeah, but who would
Yeah.
fight him?
I don't know.
I'm like, now I want to know that. He's
Well, we're
an
not gonna, it
injustice.
doesn't look like we're gonna get a Teen Titans show. Doesn't
Yeah.
look like that's happening. So
there's
suppose
nothing
we
that says
could.
that Trigon couldn't be in the show. I know it's kind of crazy, but again, until they introduced Genesis like 7-8 episodes ago, and we still have learned nothing about it. So I'm just gonna keep going crazy.
And we've only seen like parts of it 3-4 times, you know? Can you just break down a little bit what Teen Titans is for some of the people that might not know?
Teen Titans is basically the DC Comics super team that is all the sidekicks. So like Robin, Kid Flash. We have a Kid Flash in this universe now. Speedy. Raven, Cyborg, who's now in the Justice League. It's just it's the DC Justice League of sidekicks, basically.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that sounds awesome, and it makes a lot of sense. But it also opens the door for, if you're going to live underground and be safe, mole people,
Mole people.
mole people, D, mole people.
All right. Our last question comes from Laura Elms at Elms Laura, and she asks, "Do you believe that Felicity will come back to the team?" And I think the answer is probably yes. I think it's probably going to be yes. But let's do it this way: yes or no, and then let's say how long do we think till she comes back? That might be an interesting way to throw it.
Yeah.
Yes. Next episode. I don't think it's going to be long at all, honestly.
Yes, the funeral at the grave in the limo.
Oh, I like that,
Mike,
too.
what do you
I say yes. I don't think next episode, but they've been moving really quick this season,
Yeah.
so I don't think they're going to waste that much time. So maybe like, how many episodes do we have left? Like 7, 8?
I think like 6.
6? Yeah,
Yeah.
so I could see maybe like 3, 4 episodes, maybe leading into the season finale.
She's gonna go and work with Mr. Terrific. Like that's
Yeah.
she's gonna
You think
go.
she's just going to hole up in Palmer Tech?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's, if I may, that's somebody also, you talked about like heroes for next season, Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
Been teasing the hell out of those T-spheres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to see him in action next season. That'd
Yeah.
be great.
Sure. I like your idea, Josh. I like the idea that it's just, she stays away from the team until the funeral. That's an interesting, because that would definitely be a grand impetus for her to come back.
Yeah.
So cool. There you go. That's all the Twitter questions.
I like it. I like it.
Thanks for
All
the
right,
questions.
let's play our favorite game here. Who is in the grave, and what do we think is going on for next episode and the rest of the season?
Well, I will say that Ann
What? Jan.
Ann and I were
Josh.
we're at the Oscars, and Ann and I had a few cocktails, and she's like, "Hey, I think it's Laurel. I'm calling it." And I was like,
Did I say that?
Yeah, and I was like, "Are you changing your mind?" You're like, "I said I want it to be Laurel. I don't care, Laurel." And I was like, "Great, that's awesome."
I don't remember saying that. I think you're making that
nope,
up.
You
I do
said it.
remember you saying something like, "Guys, I
Putting me
think
on the
it's
spot here.
Laurel."
Yep.
I didn't hear that
Yep.
part, but I do remember you saying that.
Yep, we were at the Oscar party. You said it to me.
No.
Yep.
No.
But I'm gonna stick. Now it makes me think it's Lance after this episode.
Well, we have to bring up the fact that there were a whole bunch of pictures that leaked of them filming
Yes.
the funeral scene,
Right.
and from the pictures that I saw, it looked like the two people we didn't see were Diggle and Laurel
Yep.
as
And
the two
Lance.
people that were missing in these pictures.
Yeah.
In Lance?
If I may, though,
No, I think Lance is in these
Captain
Oh,
pictures.
he
Oh,
is?
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
but,
he is
but,
in that
but
picture.
again, this is Arrow.
Yeah.
This might not be the funeral that we think is that funeral.
True.
It
That-
could be anything.
that's what I wanted to touch on, because we saw photos from this episode, this wedding.
Of the
like,
wedding.
a couple months ago. And we're like,
Yeah.
oh, they're going to get married. And we clearly saw that it was a
Yeah.
fake
So-
wedding.
so those
it
photos
just
could mean
have-
nothing.
You would
Exactly.
imagine that producers wouldn't let them post social media pictures. Or
No.
At least let,
Oh, they're loving this. They're
Yeah.
well,
loving
again,
this.
who knows who leaked them? I don't know.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It was Berlanti.
It was Berlanti straight up.
Go ahead.
I'm going to stick to my guns. Here's the thing. Now, I'm definitely in that camp where I think if they make it too obvious, it can't be true. So like the whole like Lance thing, and now they're making it obvious that he could be the one in the grave now after this episode. I want to believe that no, they're just throwing us a curveball, but I'm still going to stick to my guns. I'm still going to say it's Lance.
Interesting.
Inman?
I am going with Laurel. We talked a lot about. I like Ann's theory.
Yeah.
Laurel is one of the people missing from the pictures. If we want to go down that route, but you brought up the point that Quentin's going to lose a lot.
Yep.
I think we're setting up Quentin now to be like Daddy Barry Allen in prison next season.
Oh, wow.
I think he's going to lose everything. He's got one daughter who's traveling through time that he doesn't even know where she's at.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if anybody
Or
informed her
When she's
or
at.
when she is. Legends on Thursday.
Yeah. It's like the scene in Back to the Future when he gets the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she is. He's going to lose his daughter, and I think he's going to lose his entire career, and he's going to go to jail blaming Green Arrow.
Yeah.
I think that's his
But he's
season
not
5
in the
now.
grave.
He's not in the grave. Laurel's in the grave.
Laura's in the grave. And what are you going?
I'm going against drunk Anne and saying that I'm going to stick with the sober Anne and say that's Diggle. I feel like Diggle on that wall is talking to me saying I'm not coming back next season.
Okay, so I've said it's Thea the whole time. This like for the last 5 episodes. Sticking with Thea.
Yep.
I'm jumping off the Thea ship.
You're off Thea ship.
I'm off
You're
Thea
to
ship.
Laurel.
Yep.
You're sticking with Diggle.
Yep.
Sticking with Lance. Although, but I
Lance.
will say that Laurel thing is not that far-fetched anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This
Yeah.
is fantastic because we all have different people. Can we today commit to just sticking with these people, and then you guys can vote who you are going
Okay,
to
sure.
side
Yeah,
with?
let's do it.
Laurel.
Team Thea.
Lance.
We've already made the bets.
By the way, this is a very negative thing we're betting on.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
I hope that
terrible.
person dies. By the way, when you saying Team Lance, it means both of us.
Oh, that's right.
Perhaps.
So we're both winners.
Now they're shipping each other in a funeral.
It is a terrible thing to think of. But you know what? People come back to life in this show, so that's okay.
That's
right.
Yes, let us know who you think is in the grave. Obviously, we all have different choices now. I like this.
But we're gonna stick with them till the
We're
end.
gonna stick
now,
with them.
Okay, your choice from here on out is to the choice till the end of the season.
Thea.
Yep.
Okay.
Peace fears.
No changing now. we'll update you guys every week, obviously, but we'll have the same person that we're saying. So, anyways, that will do it for this week's episode. I think we've kind of consolidated all of our predictions going into what will now be our kind of sprint into the finale for Arrow season 4. So
5 episodes left?
it's 5 or 6 or
5 or
something
6.
like that.
5 or 6. I'm
Yeah.
not certain.
Almost there. Crazy,
So make
right?
sure you guys continue to tweet us using the hashtag #ColliderArrow. Send us your questions. Let us know your crazy theories. Who is in the grave? Let us know who you think is in the grave. Who do you think Genesis is? Leave that on Twitter in our comments section. Make sure you like this video and share it as well. So Josh, where can people follow you?
Yeah, you guys can see me at Josh Macuga on Twitter and Instagram, and every Monday here on Collider TV Talk, hashtag at Collider TV Talk,
Woo-hoo!
and on the Walking Dead recap show on Sunday nights.
And Michael?
You can find me on Twitter at Mr. Michael Alexis, on Instagram at Mr. Michael Alexis 1414. You can also find me on Think Hero Pro with Dennis and David Griffin.
And Jason?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Jawin, Jawin, and a crazy podcast called Geek History Lesson all over the podcast places.
I was gonna pimp everybody's like outside activities
Yep.
because you are all doing amazing stuff. I watch Geek History Lesson. I watch Between the Sheets. I watch all your guys' reviews on Think Hero. So make sure you follow these awesome people on their respective sites, and you guys can follow me at Ann Campea on Instagram and Twitter and all that good stuff as well. And until next time, episode 17, we will see you guys, and hood up.